Hello, welcome to my first official Speedpaint video. As you can see, I'm going to be drawing Hugh Morris from the new Tomodachi Life Living the Dream Direct. This game comes out April 16th. By the time I'm posting this, there should already be a Tomodachi Collection video up. So that'll be exciting. I think I briefly mentioned Living the Dream there. But I kind of wanted to go more in-depth here, just because that's what I'm drawing in the background, you know? And this is more of a space to kind of just yap about whatever I want. Anyways, yeah, so the new Tomodachi Life game comes out in like 2 months, which is crazy. And I am the most excited about a video game I think I have ever been in my entire life. It's already pre-ordered. This is the second game I've pre-ordered in my life, I think. I don't quite remember. Either way. Cool stuff. And I hope it's same-day delivery. It says it's going to come the day after, but fingers crossed that's not true because I don't want to have to wait a whole day to get the game. Having it physically is important to me as well because I've had the 3DS copy of the game physically for like a decade now at this point, if not longer. And I remember watching the Tomodachi Life Direct before I even had a 3DS repeatedly, over and over again. I thought it was the coolest video in the world. I was so fascinated by the idea that you could have these Miis interacting with one another and create literally whoever you want, basically, and have them live their lives and get into fights and do all this stupid stuff. And they're like doubling down on it with the Switch game. They're making it even more customizable. It's just really cool. And as an artist, it's even cooler because I can put my little characters in there and have them, like, I don't know, kill each other. But let's talk about Hugh Morris because he is like the internet's like #1 like baby girl right now. Tumblr sexy man, if you will. I'm like 99% sure if you search up Tumblr sexy man on Tumblr, Hugh Morris is the thumbnail art right now. I could be wrong about that, but that was the case at some point, and that was really funny. But yeah, he's such a funny guy. I love the fact that you could do like the jester makeup, you can have like the full get-up, and like with the alien me too, like you can have like a custom skin tone. And that's great if someone wants to make like fantasy characters or sci-fi characters like that. They have the freedom to do so. I know a lot of people had wished that the Miitopia makeup carried over, but at the same time, I understand why they didn't do that. And they kind of did though. They just made it so you had to like airbrush on their face or paint on their face or whatever. And honestly, I kind of prefer that to like the hassle of working with the Miitopia makeup and using all these different shapes to kind of like sort of make what you wanted to. And some people got really good at it, you know, but I want it to be simple. I want to be able to just make a me, paint little details on its face if I want to, and then throw it into the game. You know, I don't want to use a bunch of rectangles and circles to make some weird abomination, you know. I do really hope that they have actual like cats and dogs like they did in the 3DS game, just because as cute as the little custom pets are, they are very, very clearly like drawings and not living, breathing things. So I hope they have that as well on top of like the little custom pets. I'm sure they do, and they just haven't shown it, because there's a lot of things that you would expect from the Switch game that haven't been shown, like the concert hall. I'm a little nervous that they haven't shown anything of that yet. That might not be included. Honestly though, I never used the concert hall that much in the 3DS game. It's cute, it's a fun little novelty, but like that's like the least returned to feature, I think, for me playing that game growing up. It was just, wow, I can make my Miis sing like stupid stuff, or even like get around the swear filter and make them say bad no words. But that novelty kind of wears off after a while. So I'm fine with it if they don't include the concert hall, but I know a lot of people are going to be upset about that. What I'm concerned about is with Animal Crossing New Horizons, you could only have one save file per console. I do hope with Tomodachi Life they have, like, different save files per user. That way, like, if I do decide one day I would like to do a playthrough of this, or just a one-off video for the channel, I can just make a burner account on my Switch and then play it through that. But we'll see, I suppose. I will say, I am so excited. I am unbelievably excited for this game to come out, to be able to play it for hours and hours on end. I believe I've already called that day off of work just so I can play it. Let me double check, actually. I do want to be sure of that. Yeah, okay. No, I called off the day it comes out, and I called off the day after, just in case I don't get the game, like, day of. Which, yeah, like, I'm sorry. I'm not showing up to work that day. I have more important things to do. You know, gotta make my little guys on my little island and make them gay or whatever. Which, by the way, I haven't even gotten into that. Oh my god. You can make your Miis gay and non-binary. But this is, I mean, they were gonna do this no matter what. They had to. They promised it. But a little part of me was so sincerely horrified by the idea that they still, like, didn't include it. I didn't expect them to go as far as they did with it, honestly. I expected at most they would just do, like, every Mii is pansexual. Every Mii can have a relationship with anybody, and they don't use any explicit language that, like, genders anyone or makes it obvious what their sexual preferences are. But they did. Like, they quite literally made your, like, Mii's sexuality customizable and their gender customizable. And, like, obviously with the gender thing, it's only male, female, and non-binary. And gender's more of a spectrum than that. But this is, like, a huge step in the right direction, no matter what. Like, for a Nintendo game to have the word non-binary in it instead of just other or unlabeled or something is incredible. And I'm never gonna not be so crazy about that. That is great. Look, acknowledging that it is a corporation making a business decision can also go hand in hand with the fact that I am over the moon that they are using, like, the proper language and terminology and including us in a way that is completely unavoidable. Love it. So this is Hugh Morris, and I'm really happy with how this came out. This was kind of like a weird piece for me. I'm going through this thing, like a phase in my art right now, I guess. I want to start adding more, like, texture and depth to things, because for the longest time my art has been very cell shaded. And I still want to incorporate that, but I think adding, like, a subtle texture to things is really important as well. Like, you can see, like, the very, like, I don't want to say blocky, but, like, the shading is noticeable, you know? It is very, like, from one color to the next immediately. Some of it is blended, you know? And it has more texture and lighting and depth to it. And it adds, like, so much necessary visual flair to things. And also, I don't mean to brag, but, like, my Hugh Morris piece has 70 likes on Instagram, which is my most liked post in a long time because the Instagram algorithm hates my guts. Oh my god, I'm so out of breath. I need to stop talking, but I'm afraid this isn't going to be enough content. Like, I'm afraid I'm going to cut it down to the point where it's so short. But I need to be okay with that also. I don't know, man. I just work here. I'm trying my best. I really do feel like this form of video is, like, ideal for me because I talk to myself a very unreasonable amount. Like, when I am home by myself, this is what I'm doing while I'm not recording. I'm pretending that I'm recording myself and talking about things that I want to talk about. And maybe that's a little embarrassing. Maybe that's a little lonely. But I don't care. I like to talk. And you know what? If I'm able to do that and make something out of it with what I've already done in terms of artwork, That's awesome. So yeah, have a good night or day wherever you may be, and I will catch you all on the flip side. Best wishes and warmest regards and all that jazz. Yeah! Good night, good evening, good day, I don't know.